How's it going, everyone? We are coming up on the holiday season, and I'm sure this is a time period where a lot of you guys want to pick up a PlayStation 5, maybe you want to pick up an Xbox Series X, maybe you want to pick up a new graphics card, and it's incredibly hard to do so right now. Obviously, stock shortages are not helping, and the fact that you have scalpers everywhere, the fact that things go in stock and then out of stock very, very quickly, and nobody's trying to spend, you know, $800-900 on a PlayStation 5 right now through eBay and secondhand sellers. So in this video, I want to give you guys some essential tips to help you get a PlayStation 5 at a more reasonable price. Now, I should mention that if you are gung-ho about getting a PS5, I should add that maybe you should step back a little bit and assess the situation, because yes, while I like my PlayStation 5, I think there's been some good games. I thought Ratchet & Clank was really good, I thought Demon's Souls was good, and I even like Returnal a little bit, but there hasn't been that marquee system seller for a lot of people to really get the console, and a lot of the games are available on the PlayStation 4. Spider-Man Miles Morales, upcoming titles like God of War Ragnarok, and Horizon Forbidden West, those games are gonna be on the PlayStation 4. So maybe for you, it might be best to wait a little bit until the PS5s are readily available everywhere, because at some point we are gonna get back to that. I know it seems like a lot of doom and gloom right now, but at some point, I assure you, PlayStation 5s will be readily available, and you will be able to buy them at MSRP, and you won't have to go through the hoopla of trying to get one at MSRP. And, you know, if you want the performance upgrades, that's really the seller for the PS5 to me at this point. The game's running at 60 frames per second, looking a little bit better. That is definitely something that appeals to me, and I would have ultimately got a PS5 anyway. I got one at launch day, thankfully, so I never really had any issue, but I'm just telling you from my experience that, you know, unless you're super into 60 FPS, unless you're into some of the graphical bumps, and unless you really want to play Ratchet & Clank and Demon's Souls, waiting is not a horrible idea. With that being said, I know a lot of you guys are super eager to get one, so let's talk about my tips. First of all, I think one of the best ways to get a PlayStation 5 and easiest ways is through the GameStop Pro subscription. So they'll put PS5s, Xbox Series X's, and graphics cards in stock if you have a GameStop Pro subscription exclusively for Pro subscribers. So Pro subscription is actually pretty good. It's $15 a year, I believe, and you get a lot of other benefits shopping at GameStop, but you also get early access into buying PlayStation 5 consoles. Now, usually these consoles are sold via bundles that could go for $700 to $800. They do that to deter away scalpers buying it, but usually with one of these bundles, like I bought the bundle for a friend of mine, it came with the PlayStation 5 Disc Edition, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, a year of PlayStation 5, an additional controller, and I want to say Madden 22. There was another bundle, he wanted Madden 22, so yeah, let's get that out of the way. But it was, you know, what it would have been at MSRP, and then you obviously pay tax or whatever, but you essentially get the PS5 and all that other stuff for MSRP. Again, that's to deter away scalpers from, you know, rebuying it that way and selling it. At least that's what I would like to think. Maybe it's GameStop just trying to make additional money. Who cares? It's definitely a better option than going and spending that amount or even a little bit more to just get the console, and you'll get the bundle, you'll get some good games, you'll get an additional controller, and you can sell that stuff if you want, and then you probably won't make it back to getting the PS5 for $400 or $500 depending on which edition you get, but you'll get it for a hell of a lot better price than you would through eBay or something like that. So that's a pretty good option. I've had a couple of friends actually. I bought one for one of my buddies, and then I told a couple of my friends about it, and that's how they've been getting their PS5s, and it's been pretty straightforward for them. Second up, there are some stores that are doing restocks. Most notably, I've noticed Best Buy does restocks every now and again. However, you have to be very diligent about this, and you have to it's not something like you can just wake up at 11 a.m., walk in over to your Best Buy, and then pick up a PS5 or a graphics card or an Xbox Series X. No, I had a buddy go to a local Best Buy when they did restocks of graphics cards, and he had to go there about a half an hour to an hour before they opened. That's what you gotta do. I mean, that is what you have to do if you want one of these items, and if you're looking to get it in stores, I'm sure that some of these stores are gonna do restocks come Black Friday. I think that is gonna be a thing, but Black Friday is going to be an absolute S-show. Like, it is going to be crazy, and you're going to have to get there well before midnight or whatever the opening time is. They open earlier and earlier, but if you do get wind of a restock, call up your Best Buy, look online. There's a lot of different outlets that do go over this kind of stuff, and I'll talk about that in a second, but if you are hell-bent on going into a store and getting one, you can't just waltz in it. You can't just waltz in and expect to get a PS5. You have to get there before they even open. And I believe what a lot of the stores are doing is they're handing out like slips, and you get a number, and that's your PS5, and then you're locked in. You get it. I believe that's what they're doing. So yeah, that's something to know as well. Number 3, and this might be the most important tip, and I highly recommend you guys to do this. I know some of you guys are subscribers to our channel. Guys, we are not good for getting a PS5 to you guys. We make videos, we have to edit these videos, and then we have to upload them. You guys don't have that long of a window to get a PS5. What I highly recommend you to do, and I know not everybody uses Twitter and not everybody loves Twitter, you can have your opinion on what you want. Just make a Twitter account, follow accounts like Wario64 on Twitter and other PlayStation 5 restock accounts. I would highly recommend you to turn notifications on, download the Twitter app on your phone, and turn notifications on. Whenever Wario64, one of these restock accounts, put up a tweet, you'll get a notification. You can go in and you can try to buy it that way. Wario64 in general has been a godsend in terms of if you are buying video games. It is an awesome Twitter account. Updates with deals constantly. Updates whenever collector's editions go in stock. Thankfully, I got the Elden Ring special edition today when he put up the tweet, and it's been working really well. I've gotten a lot of special editions that go out of stock really well. I was able to pick up the SMT5 special edition. That is just going for egregious amounts of money on eBay right now. That is one of the best ways, and it's just a great platform as far as Twitter goes, to keep up with deals and whatnot. And yeah, great Twitter account. And not only him, there's other restock accounts, like, there's PlayStation 5 restock accounts. I'm sure you can find them. It's not too difficult, but that is a pretty great way to keep up to date with all of that stuff. And lastly, number 4, the PlayStation Q has been kind of effective. Now, the PlayStation Q is something that Sony has started doing, where if you have a PlayStation Network account, they sometimes launch a queue for people to buy a PlayStation 5. Ideally, you want to get there right when the queue opens up, and then you'll have a little wait time, and then you get in and you can buy a PS5 and you're good to go. You'll log in through your PlayStation Network account, you'll wait the time period, and then you're good to go. This is another element that parlays with that thought of following a Wario64 on Twitter, because he always puts out a tweet whenever the PlayStation queue goes live. Yes, it's a lot of people getting in the queue and then getting kicked out, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up where if you do get in the queue early, there is a potential opportunity to pick up a PlayStation 5 at MSRP. The queue sometimes is buggy, don't get me wrong. I've heard stories, horror stories from people jumping into a queue really early and then for some reason getting kicked out of a queue, or like I've heard people that their internet just goes out, and yeah, like that's not their fault, but like yeah, like that's some pain right there, but you know, them's the breaks. These are the best tips that I can offer you guys to help get you a PS5 at a more ideal price point. So that's gonna do it for me. Let me just reiterate, guys, it's not the end of the world if you don't get a PS5 right now. Look at the game library right now. A lot of the games are on PS4. Yes, is 60 FPS nice on PS5? Absolutely. Ray tracing on some games? Nice? Absolutely. Some of the exclusive, Ratchet & Clank, what's it called? Returnal, Demon's Souls, those games are nice, but a lot of these games are cross-platform play, and is it worth, outside of the performance upgrades, to get a PS5 just for, what, 3 exclusives, 4 exclusives right now? For nerds like me and, you know, people that are hardcore, and obviously I have this channel that I cover games on, so it made all the sense in the world for me to get a PS5 at launch. I'm always going to buy stuff at launch, but for the average person working your 9 to 5, you got a bunch of other stuff going on, you've got kids, you've got a family, absolutely don't be dropping, you know, $1,000 on a PS5. That doesn't make any sense. And assess the situation. You might just be better off with your PlayStation 4 for now. And a lot of these games, if you buy the PlayStation 4 copy, when you do get your PlayStation 5, you ultimately will just get a free upgrade, or a worst case scenario, it'll be a $10 upgrade, which, that's not the best thing in the world, but them's the breaks. That's gonna do it for me again. I know I'm a little bit rambly here, and I know it's not the greatest situation in the world. Look, we all knew that this was gonna happen. I'd been saying this prior to the PS5 coming out, and it is even worse than I had imagined it to be, but I guarantee you guys that at some point things are gonna get better, and we might be getting closer and closer to that. Hopefully 2022 marks the period where everybody's gonna be able to get a PS5 relatively easily, like mid-2022, because I'm sure, you know, when a Final Fantasy 16 comes out, and when those exclusives do come out, I'm sure there are a lot of people that do want to play the Ragnaroks and the Forbidden Wests of the world at higher frame rates and visual performance. But that's gonna do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.